What's uglier than Bigfoot's dick?
Oh, boy. I don't know. Tell me, Kevin. What's uglier than Bigfoot's dick?
Roman Reigns main eventing another Monday Night Raw.
Oh, gee.
Our favorite wrestler.
Yay.
Main eventing Monday Night Raw.
Look at these Roman Reigns shirts we're wearing.
In our hometown.
Look at all the Roman Reigns merch that's all over the table. Look at all the Roman Reigns posters we have.
Where's the Roman Reigns Funko?
I threw him across the room after the Royal Rumble.
Is he over there somewhere?
Yeah, he's in the hole.
Fuck you, hole. Can't even say fuck you to the Roman Reigns Funko. It's just the whole area that it's in over there.
So Raw was a thing.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't terrible.
But it wasn't great either.
There were some things that didn't really make that much sense.
Yeah, like, I feel like...
Like, even for Raw.
Like, I feel like the last 2 months didn't actually happen. Because we're picking right back up after Survivor Series.
Yeah. We just want to go through the show.
We're not even like break it up, just kind of go beginning to end.
I mean, whatever.
Good.
Samoa Joe's on Raw now. It's official.
Stephanie likes it. Mick Foley doesn't.
They signed a contract.
Mick Foley's mad.
Roman Reigns is a dick.
Roman Reigns is a glory hog.
Let's be in the main event together, other Samoa guy.
Yeah, because Mick Foley's like, this'll teach Samoa Joe a lesson.
Samoan Day Night Raw.
That was clever. Have you been working on that?
Nope. 4 hours of sleep and a Benadryl later. Stupid puns.
Nia Jax beat Bayley. Not by herself, though.
Nope.
Charlotte caused the distraction,
Yep.
which caused the referee to stop the countout.
That would have counted out Nia Jax.
And
Who bonked her head on the ring post.
okay, there's so many things wrong with the way this ended. Because what did this loss do for Charlotte? I understand she's a bitch. She's going to get involved anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, she gets involved. That's fine. I can accept that. But the referee stops the count when he's already at like 7. Bayley decides she's going to go after Charlotte, even though if Charlotte hit her, she'd get a disqualification win. So she'd win the match anyway. And, like, at 7, as soon as Bayley's not watching her, Nia Jax, like, pops up and is, like, ready to get back in the ring instantly.
Well, taking into consideration, like, Nia Jax had only gotten, like, 3 things that hurt her in the entire match.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, okay. Bayley's getting a title shot next week, which means she's probably going to win the title.
Woo!
And Sasha might help her, or she might get her disqualified because Charlotte went in and started talking shit to Sasha while she was in the trainer's room.
Yeah. Charlotte. Mean person.
Have you not watched Charlotte Flair? She's the definition of mean person.
I am so ashamed at what she has become.
Well, what she has become? Yeah. Guess what? Braun's just beating up jobbers again.
Yeah.
Because he warned Mick Foley he wanted competition.
3.5 men.
Wait, which one's the half? The
Guy
one that
who ran away.
Okay, I was gonna say the one that he killed or the one that ran away.
Yeah, because he killed the first guy.
Yeah,
I am almost certain.
Like,
Because Blue Singlet dude took 1 shot and was done.
he looked like he was trying to be the token white guy of the New Day, and he just got fucking blasted. He was, nope. he laid there for most of the beatdown, and then was really perturbed when Braun decided to pick him up and put him on top of the pile that he pinned.
Yeah.
And then Braun went back and found Mick Foley and was like, "Bro, I asked for competition." Roman Reigns is like, or no, not Roman.
All of a sudden, Mick Foley transforms into
Then Roman Reigns is like, "Fine, you want competition? You go against Mick Foley at Fastlane." No, it was the other way around.
At Backlash.
Okay.
So Braun Strowman has to wrestle Roman Reigns in the match that I am now naming Strowman Reigns on a pole. Because they have to fight balancing on a pole. Good luck pinning somebody on it.
All right.
Man.
Here's
where I wish that Braun was a little bit further along in his career.
Because you think there's a chance he'd beat Roman Reigns at Fastlane?
No, I'm just... Okay, don't get me wrong. I feel like maybe Braun Strowman is the most improved wrestler of 2016.
Absolutely. I have no problem with Braun Strowman whatsoever currently.
And Roman Reigns isn't a bad wrestler.
Yeah, no, he's not a bad wrestler.
But I feel like this match is either going to tank because you have a guy who's not super experienced, like, leading a guy who, like, a year ago was pretty much god-awful.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it. I hadn't even thought about it in that.
But it has the potential to stay entertaining if it's mostly punchy.
I don't think it's going to stay punchy, because they're both going to play that power game. It's going to be powerhouse versus powerhouse.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, if it stays, like, brawly, if it stays, like...
Yeah.
Destruction-y.
As long as they don't try and get, like, catch as catch can... Like, if they don't try to go hold for hold, it should be fine. Yeah, no, don't do that. I don't think either of them know what chain wrestling is. Not to a high enough level, at least. Oh yeah, you know, we've got some comments from Thomas Wolfe, who unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight. He's watching a dog. Let's see, what did we already talk about?
Not Roman Reigns.
Okay, so opening segment. He's wondering why they're giving away Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe for free on TV when, you know, there's Fastlane, but obviously because we have to have Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman.
Reigns.
Yeah, Strowman Reigns. So that makes sense. Also, oh shit, hang on. There we go. Also, he's on board with the whole, like, why are we getting the women's title match on Raw? Because that it's not impressive that Charlotte is undefeated at pay-per-views if she just loses the title on television. Like, that's cool that she's winning the title back, but that doesn't mean shit. Two Rybacks equal Braun, and Braun is a dick. Yeah. That's where we're at so far.
I don't know. I think Braun seems like a kind of reasonable fellow.
Well, I mean...
To a degree.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't...
I mean, he's not necessarily being overly mean about anything.
That's true. He's not necessarily a nice guy either, though.
No.
Let's talk about something happy. Akira Tozawa was on Monday Night Raw. And had a pretty killer match with Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
Yeah, Akira Tozawa making waves in the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah, turning Drew Gulak into spaghetti.
Yeah, everything into spaghetti. Especially with that snap spaghetti German suplex.
Yeah, spaghetti.
And then we had the really awkward moment where all of a sudden Brian Kendrick was in the ring shaking Tozawa's hand.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Tozawa's like, I don't know what's going on. But I was.
I don't think Brian Kendrick really knew what was going on because he just shook his hand and then he left. Brian's like, they told me to come out here and do this.
I want to find out later that Brian Kendrick just did that on his own.
Nobody knew it was happening. Kendrick just walked out there.
Confused the shit out of people.
Especially Tozawa.
That's going to be Brian Kendrick's new MO, is like, he's just going to be doing random shit.
Okay, then we had Jericho come out. Like, this should have been the opening segment, obviously, because Jericho coming out.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the beginning of the segment was about.
Kevin Owens is proud that he's still the Universal Champion because no one thought he'd be able to beat Roman Reigns or Braun Strowman back-to-back nights. But he did. He proved everybody wrong. And Jericho says, I'm definitely going to retain my United States Champion from Sami Zayn later in the show.
And that should be a WrestleMania match. And I agree. I think Chris Jericho should have won the fucking Royal Rumble. And that should be where we're going. But we're not.
But yay, hey, Kevin, let's have a match at WrestleMania for your belt.
I don't know. I don't think I could fight my best friend.
But it's like, could be the biggest WrestleMania main event of history of ever.
You know what? Friend versus friend. That's a main event. That's a main event match.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Goldberg time. I just started doing the Game of Thrones theme song. Goldberg is out because
this segment wasn't bald enough.
He was supposed to have his own segment where he was supposed to say yes or no to the challenge from Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
Which, like, he comes out, interrupts Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho to accept the challenge. He says, yes, you're on, Brock. Let's wrestle at Mania. So get that, WrestleMania, because they wrestle at a place, a Mania level. Something I don't get it.
Neither do I. It's okay.
And then he's like, oh yeah, there's these two guys in the ring.
Yeah, like, this felt so... Like... This felt unnecessary.
To me, it just felt like, it was a great way to make it seem like Kevin Owens was just shitting all over their match.
Yeah, no, that's
because he yeah, let's fight Brock, and Kevin Owens is like,
yay! Because that'll be a great card match to the friend versus friend Universal Championship match. Yeah.
And then I called pretty much like the next half of the promo verbatim.
And this makes me so sad because we're doing our yearly thing where part-timers who don't deserve the championship are going to be getting that championship. Because Goldberg is now going to face Kevin Owens at Fastlane for the Universal Championship. Woo! Because Jericho accepted the... Like, that doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Owens has done it for Jericho like at least 3 times.
But like I get that, but in those segments, Jericho's kind of gotten there like, okay, yeah, I can do this. Owens did not have that moment. He just kept looking at Jericho like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You just accepted a match for me against Goldberg.
Yeah, but Owens had got his moment backstage, where he's like, you know what, you're right, Chris. I'm gonna beat Goldberg.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat Bill.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go on to have the greatest WrestleMania KO Mania moment of all time. And during that same backstage segment, Chris Jericho says, "Let's have Festival of Friendship."
Yeah, next week in Las Vegas, Festival of Friendship.
Las Vegas, where friendship festivals are the best of both.
And also, this segment was actually after Jericho versus Sami Zayn, which, holy shit, I thought Sami Zayn was going to win a couple of times.
Yeah, but they made like the way Kevin Owens acted about the whole Goldberg thing made it like, seem like
it's like, hey, you're supposed to have my back, but now you're putting me in this match, and then Owens super kicked Sami in the face and helped Jericho win. So it's like, I had your back, so you're definitely gonna have my back in a match against Goldberg. Yeah, and then we're going to have the Festival of Friendship next week.
Festivals are the bestables.
Then, the club defended the tag team titles against, get this, Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah, Shane Sorrow getting their designated rematch.
I thought it was Sheamus.
Sounds way too much just like saying says anus.
Okay. That's how I feel about the tag team.
It says anus.
And then, okay, and then...
Here's one of the times where I mentioned at the beginning of this review where I said I feel like some of this Raw didn't make sense.
And Thomas Wolfe has a good point about this.
Yeah, Enzo and Cass were sitting in commentary chairs at ringside.
Yeah, where there's no...
Not by the commentators.
There's no room for people to just sit at ringside in giant chairs. And Thomas Wolfe was like, why are Enzo and Cass just in commentary? Because then the ending of this match wouldn't make fucking sense.
Yeah. So let's just... I wish, if they were going to be there at ringside in rolly chairs, they might as well have been doing, like, rolly chair races or something.
That would have been hilarious.
But, I mean... kind of typical of what I kind of felt was going to happen, but not really, because... When they said, oh, they're going to have their rematch, I was just like, okay, Cesaro and Sheamus are going to really get the advantage, look like they're going to win, and then the club's going to, like, just dip and get themselves counted out.
Yeah. Because there's got to be some sort of fuckery that's going to make this a Fastlane match.
Yeah, and so... Cesaro and Sheamus, man. Working like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, that rolling senton double stomp is a cool fucking move, even when Cesaro doesn't land on his feet.
And I mean, let's be real, they had worked together really well now.
Yeah, I'm okay with it now. I just hate the whole inception of the team.
And they had things rocking and rolling. Gallows gets European uppercutted over the top rope. Out of the ring, Enzo laughs in his face. Gallows then boots Enzo, and then Big Cass retaliates by booting Gallows while the referee is just blatantly paying attention, getting Cesaro and Sheamus disqualified.
And I love that while JoJo's announcing the disqualification, Cesaro's like, "What happened?"
Needless to say, Cesaro and Sheamus did not look happy with Enzo and Cass.
They were in the wrong place at the wrong time for the wrong fucking reason.
I'll be real. I saw those guys in that bar fight.
Yeah, no.
Cesaro and Sheamus are not guys that I'm going to try and piss off, so...
It's fair.
Cass and Enzo... Got some beatings coming at you.
Now, you said Cesaro and Sheamus were rocking and rolling, right?
I don't think I said that.
You did.
Did I really?
Yeah, you did.
Alright, well, that's a good segue.
Let's watch that back. Let's play the clip.
And they had things rocking and rolling.
Yeah, see? Told you. You said it. Well, it just so happens that the Rock and Roll Express are going to be inducted into the 2017 Class Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's exciting. These guys are awesome. They're still cool. I mean, they still wrestle. Maybe they shouldn't, because they're getting older.
The only time you've watched Impact in the last, 5 years?
Yeah. It's because I heard the Rock and Roll Express were on it. No lie. And the Bravado Brothers.
Oh, yeah. Don't you know us? We're the Bravado Brothers.
And Skylar and Hollis, I think, were both part
they're
of it.
just in every fucking company they want to be in.
Yeah, and I know that it's probably going to be a lot of people going like, oh, why not Demolition? Why not the Natural Disasters? Why not some other team? Because the Rock and Roll Express had very, very, very limited exposure in WWE. Mm-hmm. But unlike some other people, like Abdullah the Butcher, stuff like that, Rock and Roll Express did have time in WWE. You know,
So
not just like WWF or whatever, you know, affiliated with them.
Yeah.
But like, you know, they had moments where they came out and did things on WWE.
Yeah.
Like in the 90s. When they're already starting to age a little bit. You know, they're cool guys though. And I'm excited. And I think they should face the club at WrestleMania.
Oh shit.
Just saying. Let's have all the Hall of Famers, the ones at least who are still alive, come back to have matches at WrestleMania. No? I mean, like, the ones that are getting inducted this year. Not, like, all of them. Because that'd be, like...
I mean, I'm cool with Kurt Angle.
Because, I mean, that'd be, like, a lot if it was all of the Hall of Famers that were still alive.
Yeah, no, that's like... That would be a 12-hour WrestleMania, and I can't do that.
Well, unless you just put them all in one Battle Royal.
Gimmick Battle Royal. Let's do
Hey,
that.
can we get the Gimmick Battle Royal Part 2?
Oh, boy. I'm kind of okay with that.
I
did
don't
enjoy
think-
the first Gimmick Battle Royal.
I don't think the Goblin Goober got a fair chance.
And Sheik's got to come back and defend his championship.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, come on. You don't think Sheik's going to get this one?
No, but I smell William Regal as a real man's man.
Hacksaw will do it. New Day beat the Shining Stars
Yeah. Shining Stars were on TV.
to lose to the New Day.
I'm just surprised. That's one of those things that didn't make sense.
That's true. Yeah, and
Especially Kofi. Kofi not making sense at all, Sam. We see you guys coming out here week after week.
hawking your fucking...
Fake ass brochures.
your pamphlets to your resort.
That doesn't exist. Kofi. Week after week?
Give Kofi the what for.
These guys are lucky if they get seen backstage like 2 weeks in a row.
Once a month. You good?
Kofi. What have you been smoking?
He was just so hyped that his Patriots won the Super Bowl.
He's just going back to the Jamaica gimmick and getting all doped up on that guy's weed.
We had Austin Aries conducting
Talking
an
about the Shining Stars like it was freaking 2006.
We didn't even know who the Shining Stars were in 2006.
Yeah, but Carlito was relevant.
I don't even think Kofi debuted until 2007.
But Carlito was relevant.
Carlito was relevant.
He was on TV week after week,
Yeah.
spitting in fools' faces.
That's how you get the Shining Stars over.
Cereal, bruh.
Bring back Carlito.
Yeah, apple flavored bootios.
You could have him go.
That's just Apple Jacks.
You could have him like reclaim the U.S. Championship. He's a former
Stab
U.S.
John
champion.
Cena again.
Absolutely no. We shouldn't do that.
No?
That's not PG.
Yeah, but no. Could you Shining Stars with Carlito versus the New Day?
There you go.
Pre-show match at WrestleMania. Get folks
Yeah.
hyped.
So Austin Aries had a one-on-one interview with Neville for about a second.
Yeah.
And announced that on 205 Live, it's gonna be a fatal five-way.
I still hate that name with
I
a
know
passion.
you do, but this is a cool grouping of guys to see who's gonna face Neville at Fastlane.
Yeah, all the people who have been important on 205 Live.
Yes.
With the exception of injured Rich Swann.
Yeah. But yeah, T.J. Perkins, Tony Nese, Jack Gallagher, Cedric Alexander, and Noam Dar will all face each other in the main event of 205 Live. The winner goes on to face Neville at Fastlane. They all came out and said their piece. Then they all beat the shit out of each other. Then they had a 6-man tag team match where Noam Dar fucked himself over again by being an asshole. And Neville left him and Tony Nese to lose to Cedric, Perkins, and Gallagher.
My favorite whole part of this is just me feeling like T.J. Perkins couldn't tell Neville and Tony Nese apart.
He's
Because he came out...
muscly guy. Fuck, I hit the wrong one.
The thing is like, oh, I just came out here to do this. like staring directly at Neville, and then he just punches Tony Nese. I'm like, huh.
Well, it's because Tony Nese has been roughing him up for
He's just like, I'm not sure which one's which, so I'm gonna take my guess.
I'm gonna yell at one and hit the other one, then I'll feel like I'm justified.
Covered his bases.
Oh man! All right, so next week, not only do we have a women's championship match, not only do we have the Festival of Friendship. Emelina might debut next week.
Hey, this is at least the second time it said that she's debuting next week. Now, okay, so
I hope she doesn't.
Get this though.
I
okay.
hope.
So one of the things that I've recently read is that the fact that they've been doing these vignettes for so long is that this is actually a running gag with some of the WWE producers.
Really?
Yeah. And that the fact that, like, the idea is that, like, what I've heard is that there are no actual, like, ideas of what to do with Emma on the show.
Gee, I don't know. Add another talented woman to your shitty Raw women's roster. Just an idea.
And, so that's why they've been holding off on it, and they just, like, unlike something like Shelton Benjamin when he gets injured, and they stop airing his vignettes,
and they switch him with Kurt Hawkins.
They just decided to keep rolling with the Emelina vignettes week after week after week after week.
I'm hoping for one thing that you said a couple weeks ago, is that she's just going to come out on Raw next week and be like, I'm back and you can catch me tomorrow on SmackDown Live. Because that would be awesome.
Yeah, either that or, you know, what I wouldn't mind if, like, maybe she came out and, like, cost Bayley the championship.
That could work. Maybe.
And then WrestleMania, to outdo the women's championship match from last year, they make a 4-way women's
Fatal
championship
5-way.
match. Fuck that noise. No, but what if you do Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley, and Emma?
Alright. I'm alright with that. You can give it a shot. But yeah, she might be there. And then we had our main event, where Samoa Joe beat the shit out of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, 2 Samoan dudes doing the punching.
Doing
business.
Samoan stuff.
Like drops.
We had 2 Samoans do Samoan drops tonight.
Yeah.
What are the chances?
Man, they teased the Samoan drop like it was going to be Roman's finish. Because he
can only be Nia's finish.
He picked him up twice, and like Joe fought out of it 2 times, just so Roman could hit it like once and be like, "Oh God, it's the thing that he did."
Yeah. Roman almost won, and then Braun happened, and then Samoa Joe happened, and Roman lost.
And then Braun happened again.
Braun happened again.
I'm gonna be real though. This is where I started to sympathize for Roman Reigns a little bit.
Why? Because you realize how shitty the next couple weeks are gonna be.
Well, you're just on the shit end of the stick. If you're having a match with Samoa Joe, which is already bad enough, but then all of a sudden Braun Strowman comes out because he wants to kick your ass too, like. Stuck between a really squishy rock and an angry hard place.
Stromo and Joe. That was Raw.
Did we miss anything? I feel like we left something out. Did we miss anything out? If we did, let us know in the comments.
Did we leave anything?
Sorry, what culture? I just stole something from you guys.
Really?
Yeah, you know, the top 10 lists and shit. Adam's always like, oh, did we miss anything out?
I never even realized.
Yeah, you know, it's their grammar. I'm not going to criticize, but our friend Patrick hates when they say that. Because it's like not anything we would say over here.
That sounds like something bad.
America. Go Patriots. Oh, we just lost subscribers.
Nah, it's
I
okay.
felt the subscriber count drop by like 10.
Hey, it's fine. I didn't want the Patriots to win, but goddamn, the Falcons fucked themselves. So congratulations to the Patriots. I was going to say something. Oh, I'm glad I didn't pay to go to Raw. Because it was alright. But I wouldn't want to pay money to go to it. I was okay with watching it for free.
Yeah. It's first time WWE's had a televised event in town that I willingly decided not to go to.
Me too. I've only missed one other televised event here, and it was just because I didn't have the money or the time to go. And that was SmackDown. But goddamn, if SmackDown comes here later this year, I'm going. Unless I start to fuck up something on TV, but I don't see that happening. But regardless, thanks for watching, guys.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click links. Check out the podcast.
There's so many links to click, so many likes to be smashed.
Click buttons.
Check out the SoundCloud. That's where you get the auditory version of all these reviews. But stick around on this channel because nearly every week there's at least one video that you don't get in podcast form. So you gotta stick around to see those exclusives. Like Top 5 for January coming up.
Yep.
Elimination Chamber predictions coming up.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of predicting going on in the near future. Because within a span we've got Elimination Chamber, and then 3 weeks from Elimination Chamber is Fastlane, and 3 weeks after that is WrestleMania.
Jesus Christ.
So
many.
A lot of predictions coming up. Punishment videos. We're
backlogged. We know. We're sorry.
Yeah, but we'll probably start resuming them soon.
Yes.
We're
just gonna do a 20-minute video of just us getting really shitty things happening.
Well, he's gonna get chopped a lot, and then we both gotta eat a bug.
Yeah, we didn't do anything for the Rumble.
Just cause.
But yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah. Speaking of punishment videos, you can see all the previous ones over there on our other channel, Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
That's reasonable with a W.
Like
wrestling.
Wombat.
What?
Or wrestling.
Or what? What?
What?
Okay, we're tired. We're delirious. Raw was okay.
Bah!
Check out the videos over there. Let us know what you want to see. Comment here. Get a hold of us. Media, social. That stuff. Podcasts. Videos. Thanks for watching. See you whatever video you decide to watch next. Fuck Roman Reigns.
Bye-bye!